Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I got your story titled, I, a 29-year-old male, caught my wife of 8 years in an affair that lasted for 5 weeks. And a shout out to Adam for sending in this story. And guys, this is all about a husband who's finally kicking to the curb his wife, who is an absolute giant cheating train wreck on multiple fronts after 8 years of, well, wasn't too pretty. But you're going to see, guys, that although he comes out on top and in a way that's going to have you laughing at the very end of how desperate she is to get him back, my God, does he deal with so much from her to keep it all together for the family. And a guy should never do that. One, for himself, but also you don't want to put your children in such a bad environment. And hopefully somebody might hear the story and learn not to do the same thing to them. But fortunately, even though parts of this story is going to be painful to hear, because I'll be smacking him, in the end he wakes up and this ends on a high note. But before I get into the story, guys, if you haven't done so already, come check me out in the men's community over on Locals or Patreon. The sites are growing every day. This is really great. A lot of guys have come on over. You can come over and check it out and become a free member, see what's going on, what it's all about, or become a paying supporter, have access to me and all the videos from all my channels commercial free, as well as exclusive videos that I do 2 to 3 of them a week that will not show up here on YouTube. So come by, check it out. And also to all you guys, I'm really glad you came over and having a fun time talking to you guys. And I'll post a link in the top of the comment section. So the story starts off, says here, my wife and I have been married for 8 years. We have 3 children and own a home together, out in the country on 2 acres with dogs, cats, and chickens. A little homestead dream, or so I thought. Well, 3 weeks ago, I found out that she'd been having an affair for the previous 5 weeks. The day I found out, she had come home from work at 4 p.m., totally S-H-I-T faced. She gotten drunk at a bar with people from accounts that she works with before driving 45 minutes home in the company car and picking up my daughter from daycare. Oh, hell no, that is unacceptable. Boom, grounds for divorce. Not to mention a lot of other things. Driving drunk and with your daughter? Well, when she got home, she passed out on the floor until I picked her up and carried her to bed. Oh, there's Mom of the Year again. That's when I went through her phone and found everything. Although I was pretty sure she was doing something for a couple weeks before that. Dude, I think she's been doing something your entire marriage. And I'm going to say the obvious. How do you know those children are yours? I hope they are. Here's the thunder. That's responding to this evil woman here. She had pursued one of her best friend's brothers through Snapchat, sending him videos of her pleasuring herself with objects, and there were also plenty of texts talking about how they had SCX twice and were planning to do it again, and even try to take a weekend trip together to the mountains. After a full confession to being drunk on the job, exactly how much she drank, driving the company car, and picking up my daughter in that state. Goodbye. I don't care if you want to stay for the kids. It's over on so many fronts. I documented everything, saved it across multiple drives, and then confronted her that night. She hasn't denied any of it, but it took at least a week before I could get really all the information out of her. See? I mean, I guarantee at first she was probably like being nasty about it, and then the trickled truth of a week. And there ain't no way he got the whole story out of her. Well, nothing major, but just small crap that she didn't mention at first. I've gone through all her devices and well as pulled phone records, and I think at this point I have a good understanding of the timeline of events, and everything I found supports what she was saying. Well, I kicked her out a few days after that, but then I let her come back if she agreed to a list of the demands I had. Smack! Yeah, because that's going to work out so well. Such as ending this crap with him on the phone call when I'm listening, no more lies, no more disrespect, no more emotional or physical abuse towards me, I'll get to that soon, and an agreement to go to marriage counseling and actually work on this marriage and herself if she wants to be here. She agreed and is currently here. Dude, you're out of your mind if you think she's going to change. All those things, you can't change the nature of a rotten, deceitful person. It's not going to work. And I get he's doing it because they have 3 kids together, doesn't want to break up the family, but she's already ruined things. And we know it's inevitable. And oh yeah, her driving your kid with her intoxicated? Well, don't worry, guys. He will redeem himself, and this will end with the last laugh. At least I'm laughing at what I know is coming. Well, roughly 2 months before finding out about the affair, we had a conversation where she told me that she wasn't happy and that I needed to change, or she didn't know this would last much longer. Says the chick that was driving drunk with a daughter in the back of the car that he needs to change. Really? I heeded the warning and said that I would correct the issues she had, and I did, and I still am. And she acknowledges that I've done that and what I said I would do. These kind of conversations have come up about once a year for the last 4 years, I would say. Notice he doesn't have any conversations about her, what she needs to change. In previous years, I would just ignore it and say that she is being emotional and would get over this. A big failure on my part. And due to me blowing her off, she felt like I was emotionally unavailable. So she blew somebody else. I own up to all that and the mistakes I made, but as soon as I correct course, she cheats. Guess what? That's what I get. Dude, no, you're being too easy on her. Smack. Do not go through that crap, okay? And again, okay, can she be unhappy about certain things? Everybody has levels of things they may not get what they want or may be unhappy, but it still doesn't justify the actions that she took. But I guarantee she'll blame him for it. And again, back to the whole driving intoxicated with the kid in the car, amongst many other things. Something that I realized, though, so far is how bad she has actually treated me while claiming that I'm emotionally abusive, mean and cold. She has told all of her family and friends how much of a piece of crap I am for years. She tells people before they meet me that I'm the a-hole, so don't take it personal. And she's told me for the last few years how I'm a piece of crap. Man, husband, and father. Dude, really? She's gaslighting, labeling you as abusive? What do you think she is? Okay, nobody's perfect in terms of like this guy here, but no way in hell is he that bad as she makes it out to be. But to justify bad behavior, they'll label a guy the bad guy. And since he's not controlling the narrative, and also the old believe all you-know-who, I've been told so much that I fully believed it. And because I never told anybody what was going on, nobody was ever there to refute it. Now that this has all come out and I started talking to close friends and family about it, I've learned that I'm actually not a piece of garbage. And honestly, that's a hard thing to accept because I was told that for so long by the person I love. Dude, you had Stockholm Syndrome with her. That's what was going on. And you shared the kids with her. We hope that you're kids, so you just bought into it. You were so worn down and you were weak for doing that. But you can redeem yourself. I've had to try to take a bird's eye view of my actions, and nothing I'm doing is shitty in any way. I'm trying to swallow my pride and feelings to try and hold my family together and keep her from the self-destructive path that she started. Dude, stop being a white knight trying to save her. You're not helping your family having a piece of garbage like this. Your kids are only seeing you treated like garbage, and she's endangering them, amongst many other things. Get rid of her. That's what you can do to protect your family. I still go above and beyond for her even after this. Smack, smack, smack. What is she doing for you? Nothing. And I don't know why. And the apology I get is this. I'm sorry, I cheated on you, but you were a piece of crap for years and drove me to that point. See, that's not a real apology. She doesn't care. I also get blamed for her doing physical things to me, saying you pushed me to that point. And I'm not some frail dude, so never thought too much of the assaults. I've only had damage done once or twice. Once was nerve damage to my face that lasted for over a year. Dude, what the hell's the matter with you? It's bad enough, and then she's like physically hitting you and nerve damage to your face that lasted a year. I know, believe me guys, I'm not happy with how he's been handling it either. If I do kick her out and divorce her, she doesn't want to contest me on any of our assets. Well, that's good. She just wants 50-50 custody of the kids. Oh, hell no. Miss driving drunk with the kids? No. I'd rather give her half my shit and have full 100% custody of the kids than let her... no way. She knows... Whoa. Man, that's a loud thunder. Again, God's pissed at this woman. He's making sure everybody knows about it. She knows what evidence I have and knows it's a losing fight for her if I decide to take it in that direction. I know this is long, so thank you for reading, and I've refrained from posting on here because I know exactly what the comments are going to say, and for some reason, I still like to fix the marriage. Smack! You can't fix it, dude. She's damaged. Even though reading my own story makes me seem like an insane thing to want at that point. Well, I'm about to do an update here where he does not stay to try to fix the marriage. He's toast. And our guy's doing so much better. But holy crap, guys, again, these guys that would try to save the marriage. Okay, God, I'm getting with the story here. God's like, finish the story as I said, stop fucking talking. Well, sorry, God. Anyhow, what was I going to say here? Thank God we're getting some rain. It's been like no rain in Florida for 2 months now. Anyhow, they stick around to fix the marriage and all that. No, you're not fixing the marriage. She's done and is only hurting the kids and hurting you. Move the heck on. Now to the update. And this update was done like 8 months later. He says, I just want to give a follow-up to the post I made in here about 8 months ago. You can click my profile and read the original post. To all those who said to leave my wife, you were correct, and I've seen that clearly for quite a while now. Hallelujah! The Lord spoke to him. I'm not saying it's always the answer, but it absolutely was the correct course of action for me. About a month after I made the post, I ended up kicking her out of my house. Thank the Lord! It's about frickin' time. She never put up an honest effort and would not go no contact with the family or even the affair partner for that matter. I was scared of how my life was going to look going forward, but it was the best decision I could have ever made. You think? Yeah, somebody not beating you up and cheating on you and putting your kids in harm's way. The emotional, physical abusc I endured from her was never acceptable, and it finally came to an end. There was an adjustment period for sure, but I'm happier and healthier than I've been in years. See? You know, I think this... Remember how you say you never told anybody about this? Friends or family? Personally, this is just my gut here. I'd like to know what you think. I think he never told anybody about it because he knew they would tell him that she's a piece of garbage, that he has to end it with her. And he didn't want to hear that, so they never told them. That's what I think. That doesn't mean that life is sunshine and daisies. I'm very skeptical of new dating relationships, and I've slept with several women in the aftermath, but all in all, it's better and was a correct action. Okay. As long as he's wearing protection and not let any of these women near the kids, he's just having some fun, blowing off some steam, whatever, getting blown himself, great. Knock yourself out, have a good time. And I'm sure it's making her crazy. Due to everything I had on her, as well as her friends who were also involved in their own affairs, her friends are a bunch of cheaters, as well as her affair partner's arrest record during that time, oh, for God's sakes, I came out on top in the divorce by a mile. Her life has taken a major downward spiral, and she is still desperate to have a relationship with me, obsessively so. Yeah, because her life is garbage now. But when I closed that door, I closed it for good. And I'm very content with all my decisions. My main reason for posting this update is just due to the number of people who reached out to me during that time, and I feel like I owe them and this sub some closure. Well, thank the Lord, it ended on a high note. Good for him. Some guys just have to suffer so badly before they wake up and realize, you know, and this is why you got to talk to your people that care about you. Your friends, your family. I mean, sometimes you'll have nincompoop friends and family that'll tell you to stay in it for the kids. But when there's what he described to us, there ain't no going back to that. But I think he had Stockholm Syndrome with her. Now, a couple comments here. One's a good comment, and then another one is something that he responds to. And you guys are going to get a very good laugh out of Shay, because apparently she hasn't given up on him, and she's desperate to get him back. And watch what she does. One guy says here, wow all the way. Looks like in the end, she still wants her so-called piece of crap husband back. Imagine calling someone a piece of crap, cheating on them, refusing to put in the effort into keeping them for your future, then do the surprise Pikachu face when that person has enough self-respect to leave you and not worry one bit about you. OP, you're an example of how many men are. Yesterday I read an old post where a guy left everything to his ex in the divorce just because he still loved her. OP, you made my day. Well, when I first read the first part, he was really pissing me off. But so I read the second part, and thank God. And now listen to this part. This is going to give you guys a laugh. Somebody asked him, when you say desperate to have a relationship with you as friends, or does she want to love bomb you back into being a couple? And our guy responds, she says she just wants us to be friends and be able to hang out because I was the love of her life. However, she clearly wants more than that. I had to make a late-night trip to the hospital last week and asked her to come over to my house and keep an eye on the kids while I was gone. When I came home, she was laying on the couch in a thong. I guess she thought that she could seduce me that way, lol. Didn't work, and it's just one example of many. Man, that's desperate. He comes home from the hospital. I wouldn't want to leave her with the kids, but regardless. And there she is, probably on all fours, smacking her cheeks with her bright red thong butt floss. And he's like, nah, get the fuck out. You want to talk about desperate and pathetic. So anyhow, guys, ended on a high note. Good for him. But if you're watching this and you're in this situation, don't be like this guy. Don't drag it out for years. For God's sakes, for you and your children, end it, move on, start over. You're going to be okay. Alright guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.